Alright, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. And this is a little bit of a weird one. This is going to be uploaded to YouTube as an OBS tutorial, but I thought I'd go live at the same time so that my viewers, and especially Canon, my good friend and subscriber Cannonbolt, can check out my live stream and follow along my tutorial. Yes, Canon over here in the chat. This looks a bit Inception right now. So what I'm doing right now is using a display capture option. It's the best way to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to try and go as in depth as I can on OBS. But if you're watching back on YouTube, make sure you hit a thumbs up for me. Drop the subscribe button. Click on that thing. Click on the little bell. You can stay up to date with all the content that drops here on the channel. And crikey, you're on early. Yeah, I'm doing an OBS tutorial that's going to be going straight onto YouTube, but I thought I'd do it live anyway, just because you can go along with me. Ash, this might help you with something you want to do on OBS at some point because it is a powerful tool. Let's start. We've got a lot to get into. So, first things first is scenes, right? I can't click on these other scenes right now because it will take you off of this display capture, which is really, really annoying. So, yeah, you know what to expect. So you've got intro screen is my starting soon screen with my countdown. Chatting screen is my just chatting. Game is where you see me play all my video games. Achievement queue is that queue where you see like what achievements I've got that I've got next, and then be right back, self-explanatory. When I want to take a quick break, I click on that scene. One thing I do have is the Stream Deck, so I have this set up to my Stream Deck, and which basically means this is like a quick action button, and I can set these up with my Stream Deck software, and it's something definitely to get if you're serious about streaming. So you can set up whatever you want to do with these actions. So I can switch scenes here with a press of a button. I've got record, I've got go live, a timer, I've got my def counter, mute audio button, my little sounds, my achievement. So these are multi-actions. So these are I've set up multi-actions here. This is for my little achievement party. My panic button if I get raided. So this one slows chat, clears chat, sub chat only. I put a little sound in there and stream marker so that I know where it is, where I got raided, so I can report it. All of that sort of stuff. Rape alarm basically. I've got raid videos, soundboards, and then I've got create stream marker, so if I want to edit it'll go back and download. I've got slow chat. And I've got clear chat there. And you can have as many as you want. You can have different pages and such. But there's a lot to dive into that. And that will be a separate video. But that is essentially how I switch from different things very, very quickly on stream. And it just makes things a lot easier. Again, it's an added optional extra. Anyway, moving on to here. So these things here are called docks. And you can actually move them. So let's start there and explain what each dock is and what each dock does. So we've got stream information up here. Now, once you log into Twitch, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your settings, stream, and this is where you can change the service. So OBS is not just Twitch. OBS is an open broadcasting software that you can assign to YouTube. You can actually point it to anywhere that has a stream key or a server. So you can actually go, this is an automatic server, but you can go to custom server and you can pinpoint it to any IP address that you want. So if you want to have it on just embedded in a website, you can do that. If you want it on YouTube, you can do that. If you want it on TikTok, you can do that. Yeah, you did not know this. See, this is why this is good. This will be good for everyone. Then you can enable bandwidth test mode, so you can go live and it will test your bandwidth, tell you loads of little details about what your bitrate should be and what your audio bitrate should be. So your video bitrate is on output, and we'll go through that in just a second. Twitch add-ons you can have. I don't really use, but there are some cool little add-ons you can get in terms of emotes. You don't have to have them. I have them switched off just because every other streamer uses them, and it's kind of one of those things that you expect to see in every stream. I kind of like to, throw it out the norm and stand out. So, yeah, so you can also ignore streaming service setting recommendations. I've never used that button. I don't think you ever need to use it. There's probably a tutorial on YouTube to show you that. If we go to general, back up here, you can change to dark or light theme or some other themes that they've got there. I've just leave it on dark because I like dark. So you can choose some different things here. So you can show confirmation dialogue when stream starts. So basically when I go and hit start stream, it will show me that I'm streaming. I mean, I don't ever need the ability for that, but it's there if you want it. Same with record, same when you stop the stream. You can automatically record when streaming, and I'll tell you about recording in a moment. And you've got some other things here like start replay buffer when streaming. So there is an option to have an auto, like a replay thing, which I'm still learning myself, but basically it will take 5, 10, 15 seconds of what just happened, and you can replay it. And it is a little bit taxing on your bitrate, so I'm still learning how to do that. There are other websites, which we'll talk about in a while, that also allows you to create a replay for your stream, which we'll go through at some point. We better not have homework. Literally so many submenus. There are so many submenus to go through. You got snapping. Now this is basically when you're moving stuff around on your stream. So for example, snap sources. Very much if you're used to Photoshop, if you turn snap on, it'll automatically snap things when you're putting things next to each other, and it just makes things a little bit handier, rather than having like, I don't know, like if you're struggling to get two little things next to each other, or you're trying to center something in the screen, snapping really helps because it allows you to do that. You can hide your cursor over a projector. So if I wanted to hide the cursor over this, I can, which I don't really do because I only use display capture. We'll go through the different sources in a minute, but I only use display capture if I'm doing a tutorial like this. So I want to see the cursor. But again, you can use display capture to capture your games as well. It's not recommended, but you can do it. There's other little things here as well, which I just don't use, and I don't think are ever become like useful. Like the thing is, right, with OBS as well, is that it's overwhelming because there's loads of little buttons. You don't need half of these little buttons. Like all of this stuff I've never looked at. You can enable portrait vertical layout, so like TikTok, you can change it to portrait. Again, I mean, yeah, it's there if you want it. I don't use OBS to stream to TikTok, and we'll go over streaming to TikTok in a little while as well. Right, so output. This is your output mode where you can select your video bitrate and your audio bitrate. Now, what's a bitrate? Basically, it's quality, right? Like you've got on YouTube, you've got the basics of 720p, 1080p. It's done in bitrate over here. You can also select your encoder as well, but I've got mine in simple. It's auto set. I've never really changed it other than my video bitrate. So, you know when I mentioned that my frames are dropping on stream? Similar thing, right? So, if I know that if my frames are dropping, I'll come into my video bitrate and I'll lower it. So, right now, I'm going to put mine back to 6,000. That is like the best recommended video bitrate for Twitch. You could have this really, really low, but your stream will be really pixelated and pretty poor. You do see some streams that have a ridiculous low bit rate because that's all they can do, right? They can't, their computer struggles. So the better PC that you're using for streaming, the better internet you have, the more advantageous, right? Audio bitrate, I always leave set at 192. It's just default. My audio, I've never had problems with audio quality really, so I just leave it as it is. Then you have recording path. So when you record through OBS, it will obviously record to this path, and you can change that to whatever you want it to be. You can change the audio quality, and you can change the recording format. Now, what's very important is there are different recording formats. You can go to MOV or MP4. MOV is not recognized in something like Premiere. So if you're looking to record it and then edit it, you won't be able to import it into Premiere as a MOV file. So you have to convert it with another program, which is ball ache. Change it to MP4. You'll get this warning down here. So if there's a power loss or OBS freezes, you'll lose your recording. Touch wood to me, that's never actually happened. So I leave it in MP4 because I can directly import it into Premiere and I can then edit it. Makes life so much simpler. Audio. Sample rate, again, this is again to do with quality. I don't touch that, to be fair. That's always stayed the same. Desktop audio. Now, this is one thing that I've learned recently. So I'm always learning new things when it comes to OBS. And recently, I learned to disable my desktop audio. Why? Because it echoes. If I was to have that enabled, it would replicate everything that's coming through my PC audio. So that's my gameplay, my blurps, my and we'll talk about blurps in a minute. My soundboards, everything, right? Everything will have that echo to it, and you probably remember that from earlier streams. Like you'd have like echo on the gameplay, especially blurps was the main thing that would just echo, and that's because it's coming through the desktop audio as well as the source blurp itself. So if I disable my desktop audio, I can have everything separated and have more control over all of my audio, which is awesome. Microphone is self-explanatory. You can have multiple microphones, so you can have 4 microphones. I don't know why anyone would do that. I mean, I guess if you wanted overheads, or if you want, I don't know, you're more of an active person, like, I don't know, dancing or something, you might want a head mic, or you might want to run to another part of the building and switch cameras and have a really complicated, crazy setup. That's what that's for. Or if you want someone else with you on stream, you can have another person with a microphone. But ASMR, yeah, you can use that for ASMR. If you've got like 2 microphones, you've got a special ASMR microphone, you can use that. Absolutely. Thanks for pointing that out, Canon. Again, decay rate and peak meter type. If you're an audiophile, you know exactly, what these kind of things do. To me, I just invested in a good mic, got a pop shield. All of my audio stuff is really, from a hardware perspective, it does its job itself. I don't need to do much more. Talking of creepy shit, brass against singer pissed. What? Brass against singer pissed on a guy on stage. Who? So monitoring device, again, you can change the monitor. So you could have your monitor be your speakers. I'd advise against it, because if you're playing through your speakers, you're going to pick it up through this and you're going to get crazy echoes, and it's just going to be horrible experience. I don't really use monitoring all that much. I have default monitor for my gameplay in my headphones. We'll go over all that in a second. Okay, and you got hotkeys as well. So you can create hotkeys, which I've already got set up via my Stream Deck. So I don't really need to use those. But if you don't have a Stream Deck, you can set up these hotkeys, including your microphone, where you can enable push to mute or push to talk, which is kind of useful. I'll tell you later. All right, no worries. All right, so the video tab. This is your base canvas. What they say by your canvas, this preview here is your canvas, right? This is your empty canvas, or what you want to do with that space. And so you can change your resolution and your aspect ratio. Again, I keep it down to the normal preferred settings. And then you can change your common FPS value. Now, I changed mine to 60 from 30. I like it because I can actually output at 60 frames per second. It's one of those advantages that my PC can do, because I've got a good graphics card and all of that. So again, you might want to do that. Hotkeys, again, these are more hotkeys, and these are more defined. So start streaming, you can set it to a certain hotkey. And I don't tend to use these a hell of a lot, but there is a lot of options here. A hell of a lot of options, as you can see. Keeps going. And then we've got advanced. Processing Process priority, I'll be honest, I don't use. And a lot of this stuff I just don't use. You've got a lot of rendering options. You've got recording file name formatting. You've got stream delay, so you can actually create more of a delay than you need to, for whatever reason, if you need that. You can bind it to an IP. All of this stuff that I just don't use. So I never really use the advanced thing. There are loads and loads and loads of tutorials on YouTube for that. So yeah, there's your basic settings in a nutshell. Now we're going to move over and to the top tab here. So you've got File, Show Recordings, which will show you all of the recordings that you've done. It will bring up your File Explorer, right? So you can see what recordings you've done. I don't know what Remux Recordings is, so I can't tell you. Show Settings folder, that will be all your settings for OBS, and you can import plugins, so you can see all that there. Always on top, make sure that OBS is always on top of anything else that you're doing on your PC. Very self-explanatory. Copy and paste is very self-explanatory depending on what you've got selected. So if I wanted to copy this camera, this is another way you can do it, or you can just do it how most people do it. Control-V, Control-C and Control-V. You can just duplicate it right there. Now, one thing is if you do make a change to this, it'll make a change to every source in every scene of this. So what you want to do is actually, when you copy it, you can actually paste as a reference. For some reason it won't let me paste as a duplicate, I'm not sure. But you can paste as a duplicate or a reference. If you paste as a duplicate, you can edit that single entry. If you paste it as a reference, it's a reference to all the other sources that you've copied. I hope that makes sense. Let's remove that copy. Then we've got, copy filters, paste filters. They're never enabled, so I don't know what they're for. Transform is something you can do when you right-click on things, which we'll show you later. And a lot of these options here can be viewed in a lot easier, an easier capacity. So I'll show you that in a moment. We've got the Profile tab, which is grayed out right now, but we've got Scene Collection. And this is where you can import scenes, maybe, that you've got saved. You've got a backup file of, maybe you started OBS again, or you started your PC again, you need to import your old files that are backed up on an external hard drive. Or if you used to use Streamlab OBS, which I'll talk about later, you can import your templates from Streamlabs OBS as well. When you thought you understood OBS, yeah, there's a lot to it. You can also export as well, which is pretty insane. So you can save your current setup here. So if I wanted to save all of my scenes and all of my sources, I can export it, save it, back it up on an external hard drive, which is what I've done now because I've learned the hard way. Had to restart my computer because of that SSD issue I had. Lost everything. But next time, if that ever happens again, I can just import all of this and it's all set up, ready to go. We can check for missing files. So if there's anything that you've deleted off your PC that is on your stream. So for example, if I had a picture of me here on as a source and I deleted it on my PC, a warning box comes up to say you're missing this when you load it up. And it might be that you have to do that in the middle of a stream for whatever reason. You do check for missing files, and it would do a check for missing files. No files appear to be missing, so that's good. And then, yeah, like I said, you can rename, duplicate, or create a new source right there. Tools, now these are quite in-depth things. So you've got deck link captions and deck link output. So one thing you can do is create captions for Twitch, which is something I've still on my list of things to look into, but I've not bothered with yet. Automatic scene switcher, I don't use. Output timer, I don't use. Scripts is where you can do some real advanced shit with Python, which I don't know Python, so perhaps you're a coder, you can create your own changes to OBS. It's very, 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 very open. It's an open broadcast software, so you can literally create things. And as you can see, I've actually downloaded the scripts for instant replay, pause scene, countdown, clock source. So you can actually import scripts. You can download them offline. that might be something you want to do. Python is what Blender runs on. Ooh, interesting. That is interesting. See, what you can do is I've seen people create their own 3D avatars, link it to OBS and their movements so that you've got like an avatar, 3D avatar on your stream instead of you, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it's very creepy. That's why you see some people that have like anime avatars and stuff like that, like, or they might have like just this weird looking creature. Like, it happened. Like, it's a very popular thing to do. Elgato remote control for OBS Studio. That is, again, something you can do. You can link Elgato products to OBS, which I have my Stream Deck. So that's another thing you can do. Blender was something that confused me so much. Yeah, that kind of tool is very... It blows my mind. Like, it's too advanced for my brain. I don't know how you do it, Ash. Have a drink. I don't want to lose my voice for tonight's stream. Okay, so you got Streamfx, which essentially is a plugin for OBS that I downloaded. And this really is just help and support. Visit their website. And we'll go into Streamfx in a minute and what I've done there. Then you've got help files, so you can look at your crash reports, your log files. Check for updates. You can check their Discord server, their website, their help portal, which is one thing I will say. The OBS website and forums are really, really helpful if you want to find new plugins. It's always a good thing to check. So what we've done so far, we've looked at what docs are, we've looked at what scenes are, and we've looked at this top row here. And we've looked at also the settings. Next, we're going to look at these docs in particular. So, as I was saying before, what these docs are, you can actually go view, and you can go docs, and you can reset the UI to reset it to how that you normally have it, right? You can lock it so that you can't move it. So if I go lock, I can't accidentally go, oh no, I've dragged this over, and I've tried to drag the chat over. That happens a lot. Especially when you're editing your scenes, you can move shit around without meaning to. It's always helpful to just lock it. A question for another day is, what is OBS Virtual Camera? OBS Virtual Camera is essentially that. It's a virtual camera in that you can assign to a particular application. So again, it'll be probably most used in if you want an avatar to replace you instead. Or you can set it up as... an IP camera, so like if you've got a web camera, like a webcam that's linked to an IP address, so like, you know, you get the security cameras and stuff like that, you can link it to a certain IP. You can do that as well with virtual camera, which is kind of cool. A lot of people do, like, you know, like all these different like security screen. They use security webcams for, like, I don't know. If they have a massive site where you can look at different animals and stuff like that, that's kind of cool streams to look at. That's the best example of when I've seen them being used. Muted on lunch. Hello, ladies. Okay, so yeah, these docs, you can choose what you want to see. The only things I don't have active are stats, so I'll activate that. And this shows you your CPU usage, disk space available, and here you get to see some awesome stuff that you don't normally see about my PC. So out of all of the frames that we've gone through in this stream so far, we've dropped 0. That goes to show that my bitrate is correct. Shows my bitrate right now, my data output. It shows my FPS, my average time to render a frame, memory usage, all of that stuff. So that's really, really good. Hey, Erin. Hey, Texans. So that's that. Yes, I know. So it warns you when you close a dockable screen, it warns you. But I don't have that up because it's not really of use to me. If I want to see if I've dropped frames, I can see this down here. Dropped frame 0.00%. This little green thing, this little green indicator, shows the overall basic status of your stream. So right now it's green. It's all good. Sometimes it flashes red, and then it will start increasing the drop frames down here. That's when I know there's a problem. That's when I say, guys, can you tell me if I'm buffering, or does the stream look okay? Because if it's flashing red, sometimes it's dropping frames and you guys aren't affected, and it's on Twitch's server side, or it might be on OBS's side, just having a little meltdown. It does happen. It does trick you. Sometimes Steam comes out of the PC and missiles are launched. It's so true. Okay, so docs. And then we've got Twitch activity feed, which I don't use as well. And this is my latest things that have happened on Twitch. And I can actually see this anyway on my Stream Deck. So I don't need this in my face on the screen. But yeah, it tells me the last channel redemptions. It tells me, yeah, pretty much, it's pretty much that. But it will also tell me who was the last subscribers. And it goes all the way back as far as I want it to. So I could keep going. As you can see, you can just keep going. Which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But I don't need it. So we're going to close that. These are the ones I have docked. So I have stream information. This is my stream title, which I can change on the fly. My go live notification. The category. The audience, which is at the moment, you can change. I don't know what changing the audience does. You have to be at a certain level of Twitch to be able to change that, and I've never played with it or looked into it. But tags, you can choose different tags, and obviously I could search. So there's tags for everything, like Jewish, and game show, and USA. And then what happens for this is, say we go on Twitch. So we go on Twitch here. Now when I go to browse, you can filter by tags. So say if I wanted to see, let's narrow it down, right? So let's go English. Achievement hunting. Hopefully this will show me. What else have I got? Assistive technology. There we go. There I am. I'm right there. Why are you using light mode? I don't really use Twitch on my PC all that much, other than choosing raiders and stuff. But yeah, there I am. So that's a way that you can really target people who you wanna encourage to come into your stream. Why are you using light mode? How do you stream someone else's stream and pretend it's your own stream? See, you can do that. You can literally just be like, browse, just chatting. Let's just click on this person's stream. And if I wanted to, I could capture just this part and make it the size of this stream window. So yeah, that can be done. So yeah, that essentially is what this is, and you can choose the stream language as well. You click done before you go live so that it changes the settings, and that's what stream information is. Scenes, these are all individual scenes, as I was saying before. I can create a new scene, so I can go blah 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 blah, create a new scene. Don't want to do that because it will take you off this display capture. And you can just flick between them here. You can right click. No. You can right click normally. You can still hear me. You can still hear me, right? So you can. Hang on. There we go. Right. So you can duplicate it. You can rename it. You can remove it. You can change the order, so you can move it up and down. You can do full screen projector of that scene onto this display for whatever reason you want to do. You can do like a monitor almost. So let's try that. And what it's done is it's put it up. Oh my goodness! How do I get rid of this? Close. That's horrible. So that will create a monitor on your screen for whatever reason if you want to do that. And you can also use these plus and minus buttons as quick options as well. Then you've got Twitch stats. So this is your current viewers. As you can see, we've got 5 people watching right now. And this one is how long you've been broadcasting. But for some reason, it never tells you a true time. I take my time from down here where it says live. It says live down here. This one over here, it's always broken. This tells you how many clips have been created in Twitch. So if one of you guys were to create a clip, that would change. Tells me how many views my channel has had overall. 30 minutes already, I know, right? So yeah, this tells me how many views of my channel has had of all time. So I'm headed towards 4,500. So that's cool. Thank you guys for that. Oh, there we go. We've got one clip. Someone's created a clip. 342 followers, 10 subscribers, and I'm 25. I need 10. I'm 10 out of 25 to my sub points. The more sub points you get, the more things you unlock on Twitch, and maybe I'll do a separate video about that. That was you. Okay. Then we've got up here. We've got properties for sources. So we don't need to actually use that. You can do a right click, and I'll show you what we can do. So sources is where all of the good stuff happens. This is how you put things into your scene. So we've got this selected. So this means we're on this scene, and we can go to plus. Is channel points a thing you have to earn? Yeah, so you have to become an affiliate to be able to enable channel points. Once you get affiliate, you get channel points, subscribers, badges, emotes, all of that stuff. So you have to meet that criteria, and it can be done. Anyone can do Twitch affiliate. You can do this. Anyone can do that. So you can, and in fact, I have two plugins. I have an audio plugin for OBS that's really useful, and I also have Streamfx. Let me tell you what the audio plugin does. I can capture my application audio separately. It's so much nicer than using the bog standard Twitch audio setup. So what I will do in the description of the YouTube video and in chat just now, I'm going to link you the audio plugin link. So we want OBS audio plugin. But it's really easy to find, but I'll stick it in here. He says. Hang on. Tools? Is it tools? Audio duck. There's a lot of different plugins. Hold on 1 second. Fred and Rose West is in my history on YouTube. Yeah, I know, right? OBS audio plugin. Is it this one? Is it this one here? Good lord, I need to try and find it. There goes my hero. Is it this one? No. I think it's this one. Hold on. I think it might be this one. Yeah, this is the one. So, if you download that link, from that link, that plugin, and install it to OBS, follow the instructions, and it enables you to do application audio output capture. So that enables me to then choose a specific window of what audio I want to catch. So, for example, if I want to capture let's just say Notepad. Even though there's no sounds on Notepad, we'll choose Notepad, and it's right there. So we can rename this. Right click, rename, Notepad. See ya, Robert. And then you can change the audio level of Notepad. It's that simple, right? So that's what that plugin does. Otherwise, audio output capture, you can select that. This is the basic one that you have. You have device, right? So you can capture everything coming out of your speakers or your monitors, right? So that's what the problem was before. And since having that audio application out capture, it's been so much nicer to control. Audio input capture you can use to capture a microphone or any line-in audio input that you have. So for example, I could use the microphone on my camera, which is dog shit, which I don't use. So that's for that. So let's delete that. We don't want that. Then we've got browser. So browser will capture a browser source. Now, what's a browser source? It's anything from a browser, right? So Blurp. Let's take Blurp as an example. So let's go here. Let's go Blurp, Blurp. This is Blurp. This is how I create my sound clips in OBS. I'll go to channel points. Log in. And so this is my setup. So I can go to settings. Copy. This will copy the browser source here. Create a new browser input. Let's call it Blurp. Oh, hang on. Blurp 3. Let's just call it that. Then it brings up this box here. So what this is ultimately telling you is how big and how small do you want that box? Well, it's sound effects. It doesn't matter. If we want the little pop-up to come up, it's small enough to fit in this window. So this is the URL. We want to replace this with what we've copied. So we do that. And we want to control audio via OBS. We want to control it in OBS. So we want that as well. Custom CSS, again, scripting where you can change things, create borders, do some fancy scripting work. I have no idea how to do that, so there is that. There's an option to shut down the source when not visible. So when you go to a different screen, you can shut down this source. I don't have any need for that. So we can go OK, and why has it done that? Do you know what? Because I didn't copy it properly. There we go. But there's a perfect example of what you can do with a browser. You can capture a browser screen in browser. This is what we wanted, right? So this is now Blurp. So when I go over here and I redeem a Blurp sound that I've got linked to it, there we go. That's simple as that. It plays that sound. Now I can't hear that. You guys can hear that, but I can't hear it. So how do I make it so that I can hear those notifications in my headset? Because you can see the audio is playing down here, but I can't hear it. So what we do is go to Advanced Audio Properties by right-clicking, and we go over to Blurp 3. And here is where we can change all of the audio settings for each individual source. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. That hurt. I want to be able to hear this. So I'm going to change it from monitor on to monitor and output. That is still going to play to you guys because it's going to output it, but it's also going to monitor it to these headphones. So now when a sound plays, I'll be able to hear it in the headphones and be able to react to that. Because otherwise, if I can't hear it, I then have to see...
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 All right, let's go.
So I can do that. But just for the purpose of this video, I am now going to remove that so that I can't hear these blurps being shown. Okay. So, we've done that. Let's go back to these audio properties, shall we? Advanced audio properties... You can set the volume to a certain, like you can see what the percentage is rather than the decibels. So, you know, again, if you're an audiophile, you'll know exactly how to work a decibel. Decibel. But if you select the volume button, you can display it as percentage, which might help you. You can have it mono for whatever reason. You can change the balance of the different speakers. So like, way, I'm in your right speaker. Way, I'm in your left speaker. Oh, I'm in both of them. What are you gonna do? Hey. So I can do that, right? No, 19. So you can do that. That's cool. I don't really ever mess around with the balance, in all fairness. What you can also do, if I don't want to see the audio, say I don't want the audio for Notepad to even be a thing, right? Because every source that you add here will come up with a sound option. What you can do, right click, hide. And that just cleans things up from anything that I want to see being active. All I can do, unhide all, and it will unhide everything, including the camera now that I have muted because I don't want to use that microphone because it's awful. But yeah, I can go back to hide, and we want to keep Notepad back out. Right, so the next thing is color source. What's color source? It's so simple. Click on it, create it, let's call it background. This is a very quick way of doing a background. You can select the color. Let's go with, I don't know, let's go with that nice color. You can change the width and the height. Click OK. And now I've got this color source. You can do all sorts with it, whatever you want to do. You can get creative with it. What I can do, if I want to be cheap and nasty, I can use it as a camera frame. Like that. If I really want to, which I don't. But yeah, that's a thing. So you'll notice that I moved this. So viewing a source from the top down is basically, you've got to see it as layers, right? So if I was to put this background above everything, it would sit in front of everything, and therefore I can put it over my camera like that, right? But if I choose to put the background under everything, under my camera, it's under my camera. If I want to put it under my display capture, boom, it's gone because it's underneath this capture. Nice and simple, right? And again, if you're used to Photoshop, you've seen that before. So that's color source. So let's resize that. Let's just put that up here just because we know we've got it. And again, if you really wanted to, you can make it a sound source, but it doesn't have any sound, so that would literally be pointless. Okay, then we've got display capture, which is exactly what I'm using right now. If we click this and we do display capture 2, it creates another display capture, and I can choose the capture method, so I can do DXGI desktop duplication. Don't know what that is. Windows 10 duplication. Don't quite know what the difference is. I just do automatic. You can then change your monitor as well, and you can capture the cursor. So you can do that. We don't want another one. I learned so much. I'm glad you're learning. I need a drink. My voice is like talking constantly. Right. Then we have game capture. Now what game capture will do will automatically detect if you're playing a PC game. Not all games work. There are some hybrids of games that don't work. For example, Marbles on Stream doesn't like working because it's a weird kind of, like, not quite a game, if that makes sense. And you may find some issues with Steam games not actually working via game capture. There is a way around this. So game capture, I can put on here. Again, capture any full screen application, specific window, and it'll give me options. So if I'm playing Age of Empires, I'll be able to capture from there. Then you've got other things like allow transparency, so you can see things behind it. You can limit the frame rate if you want to. You can capture third-party overlays such as Steam, and they've got hook rate, which I'll be honest, I just leave as normal. So if I want to play a PC game and capture it, there's one option there, and that will appear here. Let me just show you as an example. Let me launch a game. Let me just launch a game, and you can see exactly what I mean. What games have I actually got installed? That's the question. Have I actually got anything installed right now? I don't think I do. Have I got Age of Empires? There we go, I've got Age of Empires 4. But one thing you'll notice is I've got display capture on, so it should capture that as well. Is it actually launching? Oh. And there we go. So it's capturing that. So if I switch back, I guess you guys can see it. I haven't got another monitor on, so... Where's my... There we are. I want to come out of this. There we go. So, that captures... Year times 2. So that captures Age of Empires 4. So if I have another monitor, I can have this monitor be my OBS, and this monitor over here would capture Age of Empires, where I can play it and still see everything in OBS. But I don't like using game capture all that much because it is glitchy. So we're going to delete game capture. Let's have a look at the other ones. So we've got image, self-explanatory. I can add an image. Let's choose one from existing. Let's go with Tomb Raider's box art, for example, right? There's the image right there in your source. You can do whatever you want with it. You can resize it. Blah, 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 blah. It will look blurry, obviously, if you resize it too much. One other cool thing you can do, so you can right-click, and you can go to Properties, Unload Image when not showing, apply Alpha in linear space, whatever that whatever you want to do with that, whatever that means. But you can use filters, and you can use filters on anything. So if we go to Filters, we can add effects. Now, the other thing I have is Streamfx, which is another plugin that you can download on the OBS website. Now, this allows me to transform things and make things 3D. So I can go 3D transform. And as you can see here, can you put filters on the internet? You can indeed. And I can go, hey, I want to change the perspective, right? So I want to pitch it. There we go, we're pitching it. Let's change the field of view so it doesn't get all cut off. And you can do this with text, so you can make like the Star Wars kind of pitched text. Or you can do this, you can make it look all weird and 3D. And that's what I did with my chat. So I'll show you that as well in a while. But essentially that's what you can do with images. You can go filters, add any one that you want to do. It is a really cool option. So you can go color correction. And hey, I want to turn the brightness down or up. I want to turn the saturation full. I want to change the hue. What, I can do that. Let's put that over there. If you really want to do that. Pretty sure you did that on May the 4th. Yeah, I did. I actually did. But with camera as well, I can go filters. And you can see I've got color correction on right now. Because I wanted to take the saturation down. I wanted to turn the contrast like up a little tiny bit. Like I could do default settings and it looks absolutely trash. You can turn a really shit camera into a really good camera quite easily. I've sharpened the image just a little bit, and I've done a little bit of color grading as well. I've made the reds pop, I've made the blues pop, and I've made all the other colors a little bit duller so that those colors stand out. Again, it's all about tweaking and getting things to how you want it to look. Like I said, it's a very powerful tool, OBS, if you really dig down into it. Okay, so we've gone through all that. You can do an image slideshow, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can always play even when not visible, stop when not visible. You can change the different transitions of the slides, and then you can just drop all the images that you want to create a slideshow of. So I could go bang, add files. I don't know what pictures I've got. Let's do this skull. Why not? And let's do this emote. And then let's do this Twitch icon. Boom. We've got a slideshow right there. Now that should just play. There we go, look. You can have an image slideshow. I've never had one, but hey, you might be able to find something creative. You might want to put a cool filter on it. You might want to transform it again, and you might want to apply an LUT, which if you do this, you can set, these are pre-selected ones, but you can download them. But I can go, hey, isolate the red colours in this slideshow. And there you go. I can isolate the red colours. Not that there's really any red in there. But yeah, you can do that. There's your image slideshow. Media source is video, right? So I can go, hey, I want my raid video to be in this source. Which I haven't had a chance to play yet. Here's my raid video, guys. So I can have this play. Thank you so much, guys, for raiding my channel. I appreciate it. Massive thanks to you guys. And to all you guys that have joined the raid. My name is MileZee. I'm an achievement hunter. So there you go. Here on Twitch. I can have my raid video in there. And again, if I want to, I can filter. I can create filters. I can also create audio filters. So if it's got sound, wow, I like it. If it's got sound, you can actually like mess around with that as well. You've got compressor, expander, gain, limiter, noise gate, noise suppression, and I'll show you what I've done with my mic in a bit. Okay, so now we've got another really interesting thing to have, which I have learned just recently on OBS, is scene. I can add an existing scene to this scene, right? So what the cool thing is I can create all of my audio sources in one scene, which is what I've done. I've got NS audio sources down here. I can then add that NS audio sources into this scene. Boom. All of my audio sources are here. So I've got alerts, Blurp, Discord, Misty, Morgan Freeman, Samuel Jackson. I've got my shout out player, my Spotify, my Stream Deck, and YouTube. And I can control all of the separate audio. And all I need to do, instead of going one by one, adding them all back into another scene, or copying and pasting, I can just add that scene to everything. And that scene is just blank. It's just got these audio sources built in. Normal, yeah, exactly. Alright, so, for the purpose of that, I deleted it because otherwise we're going to get all sorts coming up over the video. Then we've got shader. Now this is part of that 3D plugin. So we can create a shader. And let's say shaders, let's go with bass effect. I've not actually used this, so this is new to me. Let's see. I don't actually know what this does. That's a work in progress, guys. I don't know what shader does, but hey, there it is. There's a source mirror, so you can actually mirror a source, which I've not, again, done, but I can go, oh, let's mirror camera. Let's mirror the camera. Why not? And then we can have two of the same sources, right? So we can do this. Hey, look, there's two of me. But what's cool is if I really wanted to mess around with this, I can right click, let's say transform, rotate 180 degrees. Wait, I'm upside down. Then, cool thing I can do, filter. And then I could go, let's 3D transform this a little bit to make it look like it's mirroring me, right? So I can go perspective. I can just do that little bit of a... Let's turn that field of view up. This is going to be very rough, but hey. You know, I could do some weird shit with this. Like, I could go, okay, let's now put... Let's make it a little bit opacityness, right? Whatever that word is. Color grading. Is it on color grading? No, it's not on color grading. It's on color correction, I think. There we go. Let's make it a little bit ghost-like. And there we are. We've got like a reflection going on. Acid trip stream. So yeah, you can do that. I mean, it's there for you to play with. Do what you want to do with it. So yeah, we've got the source mirror. Let's get rid of that. That's annoying. let's get rid of some of this stuff because it's really putting me off, and I don't want to block some stuff that I'm going through. But you get the idea of what these things are. Okay, so next we have got text. Now this is very self-explanatory. It just enables you to create text in OBS, which is nice and easy. Let's just say hello. Okay, so we can put in here. I want it to say hello there. Oh, not be hello there. Hello there, right? Then I can select a font. Nice and basic. You can install fonts into your PC and it'll come up here. So you can have the ones that you've downloaded. You can choose any kind of type of thing you want. Maybe we want it in Hebrew, regular italic, 8, boom. Right? Then you can go text transform. Oh, I want it all in uppercase. Bang. Vertical? Yeah, why not? Color? Yeah, let's go for a nice pink. Okay, we've got that. Then we can do an outline. Hey, let's go outline. And a gradient. So let's add an orange gradient to my pink. Let's change the direction of the gradient. Let's create the outline. Let's make a black outline. And then outline size. Let's increase the outline size. I don't think it really changed it to Hebrew, but hey. And then okay. And then we can make a baby dinosaur. I think that Hebrew thing fucked it up. Let's go back to properties. I don't know why you would choose it from to go to something else, but select font. Any writing system. Let's go. Let's make it bigger, right? That's what we want to do. And then we have got our text. There you go, look. There's your text. Now, I don't like using the text on OBS. I think it's very basic. I like using Photoshop, saving it as a PNG, importing it into Photoshop, and you can have some more fancier graphics by doing it on Photoshop. I don't like using the text on OBS. You can do. It's not anything special. It's alright if you want to do something quick. Video capture device. Now, video capture device is what you would use to capture your software for your capture card. So right now my Xbox is off. Hey Vansony, how you doing? So let's turn my Xbox on, right? Which I've got hooked up to my other monitor. So let's turn that on. And I want to add my game capture device. I'll add the existing. So game capture, boom. It's taking that from my capture card. So you do need a capture card to capture console stuff. If you can do it from PC, you'll be okay. Don't need that. It's already right there. But with an Elgato capture card in your PC, or you can get one externally, which is a little box. If you want that, I'll leave it in the description of the YouTube video. You can capture your game sequence from your capture card. So I've got an Elgato. It goes HDMI in to out. All done, dusted. So now I've got that. And again, the cool thing about the game capture option is you can go into filters. I've already got the audio compressor feature on there just to make it sound a little bit better. So like basically when there's a very loud moment in the game, it won't like just overpower anything and it will just bring it down just that little bit. Like I said, you can add a blur, you can make it 3D, you can do exactly what we just done. We can sharpen the image if you want to. You can make it black and white. One of the cool things you can do is apply an LUT. You can isolate colors like this, which is kind of cool. You can do whatever you want with that. Or hey, let's do this original color. Doesn't really do much. Grayscale it. Why not? But yeah, you can add any filter that you want. Hence, I did that Pip-Boy filter some time ago. So there's your game capture. But with video capture device, you can also capture your camera, which I've got already over here. So that's how video capture works. And you can have as many as you want. So you can have like a different camera plugged in. Like you've seen before, I've had another camera plugged in. You can do that. If you've got multiple capture cards, some people, they will have a streaming PC and a gaming PC, right? So they can use the capture device to capture their gaming PC into their streaming PC. To me, it's a bit overkill. I don't think you ever need to have two system setups, but whatever you fancy. Or perhaps you want, right, for example, you have a friend on their PC who are playing with you in multiplayer. You could set up a split screen on OBS. So you could capture their PC into your PC, and you could actually have both of your gameplay displayed on screen, which is a really cool thing. And you don't see that used all that much, which is really weird. I can imagine at big events and stuff that the criteria is you have a capture card for that very reason. But it's very, very, very cool. Okay, so next is window capture, and this is used really primarily for capturing any specific window rather than your display capture, which we're doing now. So we can go window capture, properties, and let's say we want to... It's remembered the last one I captured, which was Canon's Proton pack that he showed us. But I can capture the Microsoft Store, for example. But just for this, let's say I want to capture... Let's say I want to capture this calculator, right? We can go window capture, properties, calculator, and then you've got that window separate right there in front. You can resize it, you can have filters to it, and if it has audio, you can add audio too. So that is sources, really. That's everything in a nutshell. You can group them, so you can have like, oh, let's create a group of camera. And then you can go, okay, I want my camera in that group. And I want a camera frame in that group. Hey, let's put notepad in that group, just because. You can do that, and then that just makes things a little bit neater for you. Or you can be a complete mess like me and have things all over the place. And no matter how often I clean it up, I'll add something and it just gets messy. So it's just organised chaos, my OBS, guys. Organised chaos. So let's go across to the audio mixer. You can right click. You can choose a vertical layout or a horizontal layout. You got that audio properties button that we spoke about earlier. Down here you can choose active sources only as well. So it only shows you the ones that are active. These are the inactive ones from my entire stream. So this is everything that I've got in OBS. But right now, these are the only ones that are active. Then you've got scene transitions. Now, you guys have seen my transition, right? OBS comes set with different transitions, or you can add your own. So I could go, hey, I want to add a certain one. So let's go add stinger. Okay, we're going to add the stinger. Choose the video file. Choose the time of the transition point. You can use hardware decoding when available. You can use track matte, which is pretty insane stuff. There's a whole tutorial how to do track matte stuff. Very, very weird. Very, very complex. I would probably not use that unless you know how to use it, because it's grueling. And I will put a link in the description below for a really good tutorial on YouTube for that. You can monitor the audio, which I like to do on mine. You can also choose the auto fade style as well, and you can preview the transition here, and it will go A to B, which is like source A to source B. But I have my one set, which is... Shit, is it this one? I need to check now. Yeah, it's this one. So I got it set here. Now, say you want to have a different transition for a certain scene. So like, hey, I want to use that one stinger for all of my transitions to different scenes. But there's one screen where I want a different transition. You can do that. So you can right click on YouTube, my YouTube thing here, my scene, and I can go transition override. So hey, just for this one, I want to use fade. So now, we got this, right? This is my starting now screen. But if I go to my YouTube screen now, it just cuts because I did that override. But no, I do want no override. I want them all to be the same. So that's kind of helpful if you want to change up and have different transitions. You can do that. You can have as many transitions as you want. Are you a wizard? I am a wizard. And I arrive precisely when I mean to. And yeah, so you can do that. That's really cool. Scene transitions, again, settings, you can rename, remove, properties. You can mess around with them. There's my video file right there. And I would recommend saving it as a WebM file. So if you're creating a tutorial in a video software editor, make sure you save it as a WebM file. That's really important. You need to have it as a WebM file. So you can do that with Premiere. I know you can do it. I know you can do it in iMovie. Or if you're creating it, or if you like, you can actually buy transitions off of people. Like, say if you go to Hot Frog Animations, Ashley makes WebM files. So if you want a transition done, guys, really affordable, by the way, go check out Hot Frog Animations. He'll do you an amazing transition. He will do you amazing graphics, whatever you need. So I'll leave a link to his stuff in the description below of the YouTube video. And also, if you're on my Twitch, scroll down in the About Me section. There's a panel, a Hot Frog panel. You can get a discount if you go through that. So click on that. Go for it. Do it. Okay. Where were we? Yeah, so you can just make sure that you use a WebM file for your transitions. Again, you can go via... There are websites out there that create them. You can create little ones. I would probably steer clear of it because you'll end up having the same transition as everyone else. And there's one tip I would have as a streamer: stand out of the crowd. It doesn't matter if you have to go in Paint and create something. Just be unique. Just do something original that no one else uses. Stand out. And we'll do another video as well on how you can grow as a streamer, how you can use branding, how you can do all of that sort of stuff. Very, very useful advice. Okay. So over here we've got controls. As you can see, we can start streaming and we can start recording, stop recording and stop streaming here. That is auto set to whatever account you have on your settings. Remember when we went back earlier and we went to settings and we went to stream and our service here? This is going to automatically assign to this streaming button, and the output recording here is what your recording points to. And as soon as you press stop recording, it's going to send it straight into that file that you have selected. You can start your virtual camera as well from here. You can go to studio mode as well, which I'll show you. Looks like this. And basically you can queue up your other stuff and have other things prepared going on, and then you can like sort of fade it over and do things like that, which I don't do, to be fair. Can you record when not live? Yeah, you can. So if I stop streaming, I can stay recording. And if I'm not streaming, I can just record. I use this for my YouTube videos all the time. This is my go-to recording software. Then it will save as an MP4 file. I import it over into Premiere and I do all my editing there. Simple as. It's a great tool to screen. It's a great tool to capture, you know, all of your stuff. Like if I want to capture it for work purposes, I could use OBS. You could use it as a tester. Absolutely, yeah. You can go and use it as a tester. You can basically test your stream out. You can test it, watch it back, all of that sort of stuff, which is really, really cool. OBS is just so good at doing that. Then we got settings here. This settings button takes you to the same settings thing. So that's just another quick thing there. So yeah, where to go from now, I suppose, is we've got this chat function over here. That is linked to the service again. So if I link this to YouTube, the chat would be linked to YouTube. And you can also resize. You can move them. So I could put the chat down here. I can move the chat over here. If I have another monitor, I could drag it onto another monitor. Whatever you want displayed. Or, essentially, you could have, like, nothing. You can make that box really big and small. You can mess around with it. Whatever is more comfortable for you, really. I didn't know you could move until today. Oh, nice. Yeah. So you can move that to another monitor. You can use that to a monitor. Any of these docked things. But here's another really, really cool docked thing that I learned only a few days ago, right? Check this out. View docs. Custom browser docs. Doc name. Let's call it Google. URL. So we can go over here. Hang on. Let's just go BBC News, right? Let's take BBC News. Let's call it BBC News. URL. Apply. You have a custom doc. So I can put that there. And there I have BBC News whenever I want it. Which is kind of cool, right? But one thing that I wanted to do that I haven't done that I can set up now for you to see what I'm going to do, read the news while streaming, is I'm going to go Twitch monitor. Right? And then I'm going to go here, twitch.tv. I want to put it in dark mode. Dark mode. Copy that. Twitch monitor. Boom. And then apply that. Close that. Save changes. And as you can see, I've now got Twitch down here. So what I can do, I have to log in again, but yeah, I can now view my own stream in Twitch, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. So that's kind of cool, right? So you can have your own docs in there. You can have whatever you want, whatever you need. You can put as a custom doc. So what else can I go through for you guys? Questions, I guess. Let's go with questions. Anyone got any questions? Fire away, because and again on YouTube, make sure you drop some questions down below in the comments, and I'll do another video, maybe a Q&A of OBS. And I hope this kind of gives you a good overview of the basics, because there was some advanced stuff in there, but there's definitely some basics in there. This should help you get started for sure. But yeah, if you have any problems you've coming across, anything that you want to ask, now's the time. Now is the time. Cannon's typing away, I just know it. I know it. I can tell you about the different extensions that I use as well in a moment. Because why not? Let's open that up now, shall we? Let's open it now. I'm confused. What's the difference between audio capture and audio output? So audio input capture is your mic. Basically, anything going into your computer is the audio input. So like the mic. And then audio output is what's coming out. So say you want to capture, let's have a look. Let's go create new. So I want to capture everything coming out of my speakers, right? Everything that would come out of my speakers, I can capture here, and I can go, hey look, it's now capturing the computer. Anything coming out of my PC can be captured in there. But, like I said before, the cool thing is that little plugin that I downloaded, that I put in the chat earlier, gives you that control. You can control individual applications. So you can use your speakers. It will absolutely capture everything that you would normally hear in your PC speakers, right? But if you use this plugin, you can capture individual things and control them, rather than having just one capture thing. You don't. So you do need it. So it depends. Like, so you should. the best things to say if you had a PC game, right? You're running a PC game, say PC get through Game Capture. Game Capture would have its own individual audio source, so you wouldn't need it. But if you want like other stuff in your PC, like I don't know, for example, you want to play sound effects on your PC at the push of a button through hotkeys, you would use audio output capture of your speakers as well as the game capture sound, because that way then you can play those sound effects through your stream. But if you want purely game camera, you have your camera audio and you have the game capture audio. That's all you need. See it as that, as like your game capture sound, your window capture sound, like everything that you would have audio with, like games or a specific window like YouTube that you're capturing, they all have sound control. So if I go to game capture, oh, wrong screen. If I go to game capture here, it will capture any full screen application game window. And when you actually have that and you unhide all, technically should be there. That's because I'm not actually playing anything, but you can normally capture the game sound that way. But yeah, if you want to capture everything, including the game sound, you can use the output. The output's going to capture absolutely everything, not just that individual game. Thank you. No worries. I hope that makes sense now. But yeah, I would highly recommend getting that plugin. Honestly, it makes life 10 times nicer. So if I import my scene and then the audio scene that I set up, this imports everything. I have got everything separately controlled. I could always have this. If I use just the audio output option, it would be under one of these channels, right? I'd only have one channel and everything would be routing through it. And I wouldn't be able to turn the blurps down and up. I wouldn't be able to turn the voice changing stuff up and down. I wouldn't be able to change the alerts, volume, and all of that sort of stuff. But with this, I can. So I can make my alerts a little bit quieter than my blurp. I can make my mic the same level as something, whatever I want to do. It's just basically a virtual mixer right there. So it's really, really handy. I'm going to show you the... before I finish up here, I'm going to show you my add-ons that I use. So if I go... Let me cross this off because it's on my profile, which is weird. Why are my bookmarks gone? Anyway, let's go to Blurp first. So Blurp, again, is a browser source that we'd use as a source here. So you would go blah, 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 browser source and use it that way. Another cool thing they do, I'll show you as well. So if you go to channel points, settings, you can just drag and drop this into OBS and it automatically sets everything up for you. But what you can do here, so you can use a cooldown, the volume, post the chat. So when a message will pop up saying use this sound, which is really annoying, you can actually enable people to use their bits for sounds. You can clip blurps, shares as well. So every time you guys play one of those sounds, it will clip that, which I did use at the beginning, but it's really, really annoying now. Obviously, you guys play a lot of sounds, so... so if I go onto channel points... In theory... Oh, there we go. I can then set up collections. So right now, this is the one we're using. I can use 15 as a total amount. And here are the sounds. So like this one. And then I can go... It costs this much. There's this much cooldown. There's no limit. No limit per streams. I can change the volume. I can test share and I can delete. And then I can do like, let's say I want to add a new one. Let's say Star Wars. And I can choose, I want Wilhelm screen or something like that. Or I can create a blurb. which takes me here, and I can import any of this in. So if I want sound from YouTube or Twitch or a TikTok or a SoundCloud, Todd Howard. Oh yeah, you wanted a Todd Howard one, didn't you? Let's make one. Let's do one right now. Let's see if there's anything in here. So Todd Howard. Oh.
All of this just works.
Right, there you go. Todd Howard right there. So I can go add.
All of this just works.
And that adds it to my stream. Then I want to make it the same as everything else. I want to make it 50. I want to wait the cooldown 10 minutes. I'm going to save it. Now that will be here. Which is on a cooldown.
All of this
there you
just
go.
works.
Ashley's played it already. He's beat me to the punch. So yeah, that's how you add channel points via Blurp and all that. That's a very easy setup. Oh no, it was Canon, sorry. Canon beat me to it. My bad. Walk On apparently works now, but I haven't really... I don't know how this works. Hang on. Hot Frog animations. Oh yeah, let me just take, we'll do this first. But Hot Frog, for example, right, we can whitelist this user. I think now, Ash, you can actually make your own walk-on. I don't know what you do. There should be an option on the stream for it. I don't know. A walk-on sound, so you can do like I don't know. Don't know if this works. Like it'll be like that. I need to set that up somehow. But anyway, this is Blurp. Let's go and check out my other stuff. So the other website I use is Twitch Guru. Like the old streams, yeah. So this is Twitch Guru. This is another tool that I use. This has got some cool stuff on here. So like, I need to log in again. What is it doing? Okay, we'll use the free tools for now. So it's got random clip player. So it would take it from a channel name. And these are all browser sources, by the way. You've got the shout out player, which is what you've seen before. I can give shout outs. You've got Magic 8 Ball, so you can put in, for example, here, enter your Twitch username, MileZee. And then I can create my own outputs of the Magic 8 Ball, then copy this into a browser source. Then I've got award timer, channel awards countdown. A fart command if you really want that. You got talking hand, which is what I use, so I can go MileZee. So much bollocks. So you can do all of that, and you can create a talking hand guy. You can do a Who's That Pokemon, so people can guess the Pokemon on stream, which is kind of cool, I suppose. If you want to do some sort of competition. Download clips. I don't quite understand that, to be honest. But yeah, we've got that. What was the other one I used? So I used Twitch Guru, Blurp, and scene.gg. So there is this website, scene.gg. Log in here. Why is everything forgotten? Hold on a second. I think I've got to switch profiles here. That'd be why. Thank you. Scene.gg. Boom. Okay, so I can go to tools. Not tools. Widgets. So you've got game cover art. So it will copy your game cover art. You can cycle screenshots. You can do shout outs. Random channel clips, polls, Pretzel Rocks. That's like a music platform, like for audio, copyright, non-copyright music. You can use that, but it's like a paying option. Socials bar, timer, subathon, and you got reactions, which is the thing I didn't like. annoyed the crap out of me because it kept saying Fallout and it kept showing it. So yeah, you've got that, which is kind of cool if you want to use that. And then there's Stream Elements, which is Streamlabs and Stream Elements, which are also really good websites. So Streamlabs is the one that I like the most. This is where I've created my alerts, so I can test it. So for example, let's test the subscription.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly, think.
So there we go. So I can do a test subscription there. I can check it's working. I can do change the delay. I can change how it's displayed. I can do all that kind of stuff, right? Pledge to Benito. Then you've got the alert boxes and the widgets. So you got the alert box, obviously, which I've got. You got the chat, event list, which you've seen, donation goal, emote war, follower goal, tip ticker, stream boss, bit goal, sponsor banner, all of this stuff. MileZee is sub to MileZee. I know, right? Spin wheel. This is the thing that you've seen before. So again, it's just a browser source. And it then gives me the option to input everything that I want to put in the wheel. And then you got donation goals, all that kind of stuff that you want to set up. Then Stream Elements is what I use for my bot, which is really helpful, and also a curse. So you can go to chatbot, chat commands. So you've got all the default commands here that were already set up. And then custom commands, which are the ones I've got set up. And then you can go user management, so I can see all the users here and what, you know, you've got Becky as a super moderator, you've got everyone else like Canon who's a moderator, Ashley's a moderator, Streamlabs is a moderator. I can go timers, I can set up different timers to show things in the chat. Spam filters, all of that sort of stuff. And then I've got things like dashboard, right? So it'll tell me my this was my last stream, I think. Oh no, this is the, what is this? Like month, week, day. Yeah, so month. So it tells me what I've got in the last month, which I don't think is actually all that accurate. It hasn't updated yet. But if I go for, can I choose year? But yeah, it can give you some stats. The best one I like to use though is this. So if you want stats for your thing, you can go to Socialblade. This is a great website for analytics. So you can go MileZee, and then it will choose, I can choose my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel here. So I want to go Twitch. And it will give me my rank, my overall grade, my latest game, followers which are down, channel views are down, is what it is. But you also get all of these analytics. You can also see these graphs, which, Jesus Christ. Never mind. You can look at future projections. So it gives you a rough projection of your analytics, but I mean that looks quite healthy to me. But yeah, that's that. So I think I've covered everything. Guys, this will go up on my YouTube as well, so you can watch it at any time. And yeah, I hope to see you guys later on. I'll be back on at 7:30 to watch. We're going to watch Hell's Kitchen at 7:30 today, and then we're going to carry on with Fallout. So, guys, I will love you and leave you, and I hope you found this helpful. Oh, you're going to try a test stream. I look forward to it. And I will see you over there. See you later, guys. Bye-bye-bye.